What's going on, guys? KDG here, back with another video on Tales of Luminaria. And in today's video, guys, I got a couple things I want to talk about. So the game's been out for about what, 5 days now? 4 or 5 days. So there's a lot of things happening, right? I was not expecting to see the community, like managers slash the devs, pretty much address some of the things that were going on with the community. I know there's a lot of talk with the game in terms of the presentation being in portrait mode. I know there's talk about the controls, the camera angles, all that kind of stuff, right? So surprisingly, for a Bandai Namco, I know they co-produced it with the other company. I think it's COLPOL, whatever it's called, Copol, whatever. So they kind of produced it together, but this is the first time that I've seen them actually give such a great community address in terms of all of the issues that players are having with the game. Now, for me, these issues aren't really that serious. People just don't like change. That's essentially what I'm getting from this. People just want to complain. But I'm gonna cover that in another video, honestly, guys. But I mean, I kind of just wanted to talk about what was said in this address or message from the devs to the community, and basically get my feedback of it and talk about, you know, my experience a little bit briefly and show my account progression so far, because I've been playing it since it came out. So, but anyway, let's go ahead and get into it. So the first thing we want to talk about is what was said in the developer message. Let's take a look. Alright, so thanks for playing Tales of Luminaria. Obviously, guys, we've been playing it, right? Since the launch service, we have received many encouraging comments from players. We've also received comments as well, mainly regarding the UI and operability, which they addressed this in pretty much a good format, in my opinion. So in this letter, we would like to explain both the core concept of the game design and the issues you are having, which we have received a lot of feedback about, as well as our plans for future improvements. And finally, we would like to give you some tips on how to more comfortably play the game. Now, the key points that they address in this message kind of just sums it up right here. The Tales of Luminaria aims to be a vertical smartphone game, and some of the reasons why they decided to do this is because they believe that anybody can just pick the game up, play it without having to like be sitting in a setting or taking a bunch of time to kind of sit down and like basically play it. You can play it anywhere. Play it on the bus, play it on in your car. I mean, you shouldn't be driving and playing at the same time. But if you're the passenger or whatnot, or you're in the bathroom doing your business, or just waiting on something, you just pick the game up and play it, and play a quick chapter or whatnot. So that's my rationale. I mean, that's their rationale, but that's what I'm thinking, that they're going to stick with that and not really change it. I mean, I think there's some apps out there that can kind of force the game, but I haven't seen anything. But I've seen some videos on YouTube talking about it. To each their own. To me, it doesn't really bother me as much like I thought it would. But I mean, I can't speak for anybody else, right? But anyway, in order to make it easier for players to enjoy the scenario in action rather than having to spend time searching through a large space, the game's concept is basically the story progresses as you move straight ahead, deeper towards the background. So I talked about this in one of my previous Luminaria videos. Was like the camera stays in a fixed position. However, as you move towards the background, things get revealed to you. Now, it can get a little confusing because there is no UI map on the on the interface when you're playing, so that can kind of get a little wonky here and there. But at the same time, it encourages you to explore, because you might find some items along the way, like 10,000 gold, or you might find a PP stone or a chest, so on and so forth. So it's not really a break for me for that. Now, they continue on. We are aware that there are still some parts of the game that are difficult to play based on the above concepts, and they're going to be trying to basically solve these issues with updates coming down the line. Now, looking at these updates real quick, so one of the things they're going to be doing is going to be adjusting the attack button, and I think they address it here as well. So they're going to be adjusting the attack button. So the attack button design will be changed to make it easier to understand what it's used for, both movement and attack. And I think there is a picture that I found kind of showcasing how that's going to be looking once they decide to change it. Because obviously, I mean, you have the attack symbol in the middle, which is kind of self-explanatory. But for those that are not 100% sure how to attack, you can't just hit any part of the screen. You actually have to hit that middle button in order for you to do an attack. And obviously, you gotta get close to the enemy to do it, depending on what kind of unit you're using. But that's here, there, right? So they're also gonna be changing the initial size of the button. So I mean, you can still adjust this right now, currently in the game, by just going to the settings and adjusting it yourself. But it's gonna be there as well. Gonna be updating gameplay options. So along with up, down, and new left, right options for the attack button. Along with up, down, add new left, right. Well, I guess it's the arrows, right, pointing in this picture right here. So that makes more sense. They're gonna be adding camera settings for near and far. So kind of backs out a little bit so you can see what's around you. So you can kind of back and forth. Hopefully that's a button that you can actually click from the actual UI itself and not having to go to the options every single time. But we'll see if that gets implemented that way. All right, standard function for automatic collection of drops. I think there is like items for each character that does that for you, but if they're gonna just make it standard for you just collect everything, it just kind of whenever you just tap on the tree or whatever it is, that you pretty much get everything without having to run around and grab it. That makes more sense to me in my opinion anyway, so I don't know why they didn't design it that way. It is what it is. They're going to be making it to where it's going to be an auto collection, so great. Now, adjustment of Leo episode 1 is going to be reduce initial difficulty. Now, to me, this game wasn't really that hard starting out. Granted, it was all a learning curve because no one played the game at the very beginning of Leo's, his chapter, so no one knew exactly how things worked. You kind of had to do a bit of trial and error, but once you got past that maybe 3 to 5 minutes of figuring things out, it was pretty simple to me. But I can only speak for myself, right? So what they're going to be doing, they're going to be reducing that initial difficulty, which is good for most players that may have found it hard. And then they're going to be giving you a 5-star Blaze formal dress for Leo after making it partway through the episode. So I believe this is going to be given to all players regardless if you already finished his episode, but halfway through I believe you're going to be getting the 5-star Blaze formal dress. I need it because I didn't pull it, but it is what it is. I'll take it because my Leo is actually pretty strong, and that will be just added to it, right? You still got to get more copies of it to max it out all the way, but it is what it is. They're going to be also adjusting the operational tutorial. So if you've noticed, every time you start a new character, it kind of gives you a little bit of information of how to play it. Like you hold or you tap or you do this in the air, depending if you have Yelsi or any other character to use the pole arm. Pretty much you can go in there, do certain combos and stuff like that. So they're going to be adjusting that from what my understanding is. Additionally, they're going to be doing changes to the episode release timing. So to unlock conditions for Celia, August, and the Alexandra's episode 1, you basically had to clear Leo's entire episode from episode 1, chapter 1 through chapter 4. So now they're going to be reducing that to chapter 2. This is mainly for the new players, so don't think it's something that's going to affect us, but it is what it is. They're going to be doing some improvements to the menu, the main menu UI. That was another complaint that I've heard. It looks like a Pinterest, is what some have said. Honestly, I could care less. I can see everything. I know where everything is at. But for others think that's just horrendous. Hey, we got what you asked for. They're going to be reorganizing the all tab and also adding a summons tab. So that's going to be good for those that wanted that. Now, looking down back at the developer message in the game, they talk about dealing with enemies, operating instructions. As said above, we apologize for any inconvenience caused to you, our players, as we work to improve our functionality of the game. In response to your feedback, that said, we would like to share some points that we hope you will find useful operating the game. This is going to be their tips, essentially, right? So, dealing with enemies. Enemy attacks may display a red attack predictor on the ground before they occur. I have not really noticed this myself, so hopefully they kind of make that a little bit more obvious if they're going to go with that route. When an attack is predicted, move to get out of the way or flick. Oh, wait. I have seen this. Yes, that's like the little thing on the ground. Got it. So when you see that, basically flick to dodge out of the way. Also, you will not take any damage when you activate your Mystic Art. So you do have some iframes on that with the Mystic Art. So basically, if you have it and you know an attack is coming, use your Mystic Art to kind of like tank it, right? If you're having trouble getting around these enemies, we hope these points will help. Basically, okay, cool. So flick to dodge for strong enemies. Important to remember the enemy's wind-up motion. So basically, as you fight the enemy, you can kind of see exactly what they do. To make the controls easier to use, please check the options to adjust the sensitivity of flicks. So I think they're going to be adjusting that as well, so it's not going to be as hard. And I think they actually talked about it in the updates. I think I may have missed that. And they're going to be basically making it to where you can adjust the sensitivity of it, so you're not accidentally flicking just consistently based upon your inputs. So they're going to be making it to either slow or a little bit more sensitive, so depending on what your play style is, right? So there's other things about the character tab in the character screen. In addition to equipment, Mystic Art, and art settings, episodes and dishes and missions related to that character are displayed in the recommended section at the very bottom. You can also use this screen as a starting point to navigate your desired location in-game, so we hope you find it useful. It's kind of currently what they have right now, but I guess they're going to be making it a little bit better as they do the updates to the game and the UI. So, cool. That's not bad. I don't have any issues with these changes. I think this is a great change. It shows that the community and the devs are engaged with the actual player community, because we are the ones that make this game survive. So if they're not pleasing the community base, what do you think is going to happen? The game's going to shut down, right? So it is what it is. Moving on though, let's take a look at some of these new characters. So as you guys know on the Twitter page, which I just went ahead and just cropped it and made it for you guys, I can add into the video here, and we just get to it. So we're going to be having 2 episodes coming out. We have Maxime. He's going to be Dreams Beyond My Reach. It's going to be his first episode coming out, and he's going to be an archer just like Celia was, and what Celia is, I should say. And interesting enough, I mean, I've only seen him a couple times in the episodes. I'm not really a big fan of the character. I'm not really a big fan of archers. I like to be right up in the action, you know, kind of doing it. But for those that like to hang back and shoot from afar, you know, he's going to be another character that you can use. So if you like Celia, or if you like Maxime, these are some of the units that you can use. Now both of these are both in the Federation, so I don't know if we're going to be having one in the Adventurers or the Empire. So we'll see when we get to that point. Now the other episode, because we're getting 2 episodes now, not just 1. The other episode is going to be Edward Departure. He's going to be one of those adventurers that was talked about in the pre-release for Tales of Luminaria. So he's pretty much going to be separate from the Empire and the Federation, kind of like a middleman essentially, or free agent, I would say. So he's going to have his own thing going on, right? So I'm interested to see how this pans out. I do know that people are, I think some people may be already playing some, well no, they're not playing it yet because it's not out, right? But I've seen some videos, maybe that could just be from, you know, pre-release footage, that could be it, but I've seen some videos of people playing as him, and I actually do think he's going to be an interesting character. I believe he is a dual wielder, just like Falk, excuse me. So looking forward to that myself. And I mean, my Falc's actually pretty nice. I'm gonna show you guys that later on down the line. So it is what it is though. But looking forward, I think they're gonna be releasing maybe 2 to 3 episodes per week. At least so far, this is the first release, so we don't know, right? But we'll see. So my plans on releasing content on this game. So the game's been out for like 4 to 5 days now, and I've been playing it, you know, on and off, you know, whenever I have time. But I haven't really been making too many videos on the gameplay, just because I want everybody to kind of experience it on their own. However, I'm thinking about maybe doing like a let's play type deal, but I don't want to do that because other YouTubers are already doing that. I kind of wanted to talk about maybe doing like a secret mission type of guide, or like a, you know, play 1 through 10 once my characters are there. Just an idea. It's not something that I'm concrete going with, but just to kind of give you guys an idea of what I'm thinking about. I might start doing some playthroughs of like new chapters whenever I get caught up with everything that's currently in the game. So when the new chapters come out, I can do a video and talk about it as we're, you know, playing it upon release. So I haven't done that yet because, I mean, I'm still figuring out how I want to tackle this, right? So obviously you guys know I do a lot of news videos, and I do a lot of videos talking about like what's coming with the newest update or so on and so forth. I do that with my Crestoria videos. But for this one, I kind of want to go a little bit different. I kind of want to be more engaged in the gameplay, just because the story gameplay is pretty fun. And you know, just seeing how the characters interact with each other, and just kind of like understand that each character is completely different. You might find that character that fits your niche. So I kind of want to do that to kind of showcase each character individually once I get to that point where I can do it, you know, pretty much consistently, right? But yeah, let's go ahead and look at my account real quick. So, like I told you guys, Falk is my favorite character. He's level 20 out of 20. I'm sitting at 4,351 attack power with him right now. Let's go ahead and take a look at the character itself real quick. So I do have his 5-star gear. I have his 5-star armor. Well, yeah, armor I would say, and his 5-star weapon. Still working on getting more copies of everything. Obviously, I'm kind of behind on that. I got just about everything I need. I got 2 copies of his Mystic Art costume, but I really want to get more just because I love the way his gameplay is. As you see, the art here for his weapon is Thunderbolt. I still have the other one. It's the attack up, boost your attack for a limited time. And my accessories, I honestly got really lucky, and I wish I was recording. I did like, maybe I had enough for 2 multi-pulls, and then because I unlocked so many different accessories and increased my level and my power level by like 20,000 in a sitting, I was able to get from like 25,000 to like 40-something thousand, 45,000 or something like that, by just pulling a bunch of accessories. I was blown away because I just started. I only had enough for 2 pulls, and I ended up pulling like 5 times. So I'm not sure if this is going to be like a thing that happens all the time, but I mean, at the same time, hey, I'm not going to hate on the free gems. I mean, the free PR stones, PB stones. So, you know, it is what it is. Yeah. So that's Falk. I wish there was a way I could actually look at all my characters, right, to kind of like see for like an overview. But, well, yeah, here we go right here. Leo, he's level 12 out of 17, but he's already sitting at 3,579 right now. He has a lot to go, quite honestly, but I was able to get multiple copies of his main weapons, especially level 2 right there, as you guys can see, with the ceremonial sword, or ceremonial blade. Currently using that right now with the Strike Impact. Just waiting to get his Mystic Art gear, because I don't have that yet, but I've been using his level 4 Beast King Thrust Mystic Art gear, which is his default gear, right? But pretty much, this is where he's sitting at. Now, Alexandra, I like using her. She is an amazing character. She's sitting at 3,571. She's only 11 out of 17, so she does have some room to grow. But I don't think I have a lot of her gear. I have her ceremonial, but I don't have her actual weapon, her like 5-star weapon, which I want to get that. I pulled it numerous times when I was doing the re-rolls, but I was not lucky to get her weapon on this account. Now Celia, she's looking pretty nice. I got a couple versions of her weapon. She's pretty balanced in terms of that, in terms of her 3-star and 4-star. She also got another 3-star that I have, another 4-star that I had level 3 right here, as you guys can see, the Silvercraft bow. But I want to get her more powerful before I start using her, especially in the arena. I was able to get her Blaze formal dress, which I haven't used her since I pulled it, but I will be putting that on her once I get to her once again. But obviously you guys know that the accessories is where it counts. This is where I get a majority of my power from. And moving on. Now, Yelsi, right? I'm currently starting her like story right now. She's level 2, and she's already at 2,830 power. That is because I pulled her her 5-star costume 3 times, on top of getting her. I thought I got her 5-star weapon a couple times too, but maybe not. But you see her 3-star is level 12. I got level 4 for a 4-star, a level 2 for a 4-star, and a level 3 for another 4-star. She's looking pretty good. The 5-star weapon gives her a heal, and plus with the added accessories added to the character, I mean, that's pretty amazing. Once I max her out and finish her story and like just completely get her up there in level 20 or whatever level I'm going to end up at, she's going to be a force to be reckoned with. So I'm just throwing that out there. 2,830, level 2. It is what it is. August, I still have lots to do with him. I have not played with him just yet outside of the main story. I did finish it, but he's only level 5 out of 16. I think have his ceremonial gear, but I only have it at level 1. And as you see for the weapons, for the accessories, all the same. So those so far, Falk and Leo and I would say Yelsi are my top 3 potentially strong characters for the game right now. Like I said, I really wish I was doing a video at the time. I just decided to pull those 2. I didn't hit the record button, and that too changed my entire game. So when I say this game is really, really, really free to play friendly, it really is, because I was not expecting that. And I got the gems, the PB stones from just doing the story and just saving up, and I just clicked it, and I had like 4 accessories and within 2 pulls, and they just boosted me up so much. So anyway, that's that. Everybody else, obviously, you can see they're kind of at the 2,200 level in terms of power for themselves, but I haven't really touched them yet, as you guys know, so we haven't really got that far. But as you can see, my team's looking pretty nice. So not the nicest that I've seen inside of the community event, like the community raid event or whatever, but I'm pretty satisfied. But anyway guys, I just wanted to kind of talk about that, talk about how the devs are really into this game, making sure that everybody is understanding what their intentions are and bringing new content for it to improving the game, listening to the feedback that they receive, and all that good stuff, guys, because it's a big change in most Bandai Namco games. I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about. But I'm definitely enjoying it, and I hope they continue this type of engagement with the community, because if you don't engage with us and things we don't like, we tell you, you don't do anything about it, more than likely you're gonna drop your fan base is gonna drop off, and you're not gonna have a game to sustain for your investors, and I put that in quotations. But anyway, guys, I just wanted you guys to see exactly what my account looks like, how I've been kind of doing in the game, what I think about it so far. I will be releasing a video talking about what my review of this game is. I would say within the next couple of days. It's kind of giving you my likes and dislikes of the game, and we'll go from there, guys. But anyway, I'm wrapping it up here for the last time. Hope you guys did enjoy the video. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. And remember, guys, walk tall, my friends, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace.